Roman, quite an improvement from your first speech on the history and the deceptive title of a place like Orange County. When you think of Orange County, you would probably think lots of oranges. It is deceptive. And you had showed us a roadmap of what you were going to speak about. And you gave us 2 examples of the deceptive titles, which is also the other one is One Wilshire. And the history of both. That was really interesting with One Wilshire. The only recommendation I could suggest on that is to have maybe a visual aid. Maybe you could have had an orange or maybe a map of the One Wilshire, because I know you were trying to explain it like the corner of this and this is where, but you could have probably share a map of the location of One Wilshire. And the history is really interesting, and that building, yes, if you look at a huge building, you would think that there'd be a lot of people, but like you were saying, it's mostly equipment. And your visual, your gesture, it was pretty good because you had your hand gestures that I could see, and your eye contact. Maybe you could probably, I know it's kind of hard as of right now, we're looking at maybe just a little dot in there, and we're looking at maybe the gallery view, but we need to sometimes just look at that one dot in the camera, just like what I'm doing right now. But that's very good. I really I saw a lot of improvement from the first speech and the speech that you just gave right now, because you actually had more of a details, but in a simple way that I could understand. And also your vocal, you had a little pretty good of vocal. I could hear you more consistently than before, because before you were breaking up, but now it was more consistent. I was able to hear better. Maybe it was my hearing, but I was able to hear you better. So that was really interesting that you did very good with the speeches. I think you changed a little bit of the content, but other than that, with the One Wilshire in addition, it was really interesting to learn more about it, the history. And of course, yes, don't assume that what the title says is what you're going to get. You need to look back in the history of it. And that is a good suggestion. Roman, that is really a great speech. And I'm looking forward to more speeches that I could really hear consistently. And again, if you could implement a visual aid, that would be the main suggestion that I would have for you at this time. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.